Let's do a sketchbook tour. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So before I start off, quick disclaimer, I am not a professional artist. I'm still trying to find my way with my, just realizing my art style. So most of the drawings are just me practicing, trying to, make a progress. So I wanted to share this because I know a lot of people out there are definitely at the same level as me, still trying to find our way with our arts and drawing. So, yeah. And okay, if you've seen my second sketchbook tour there, this is also a DIY sketchbook that I binded myself. And yeah, this one was I wrote here the brand of paper I use, Falcon, the weight of paper 135 A4 sheets that I folded into half to create this black A5 book. So this is my third official sketchbook. Of course, if you consider my kiddish drawings, I have had drawing blocks, sketch pads. So I had a lot back then. But right now, I wanted to make it official to make it a standard to draw my practice on an A5 plain black sketchbook. And for me, I do not like to, I like my sketchbook to have plain covers. And so far, my second one, I did my customized cover number 2. So this one I have not yet to create the cover. So I will plan to do that in my acrylic paint because that one was just shit. So this one, I'll work on that. So let's start off. So this one is the welcome page, the cover page. And I think a lot of artists, wannabe artists like me, usually follow the popular YouTube artist Rin from Drawing with Waffles, have a cover page, a welcome page. And if you're a fan of hers, this one is actually quite kind of copy the font from her because I really like how she did the wording. So yeah, number 3, just a girl pointing up to the title. And actually, to draw this, I drafted the girl all here in pencil, which unfortunately you cannot see because I color all this using Copic markers. So if you know Copic alcohol markers, they bleed pretty horribly. So yeah. Anyway, so I won't talk about this page because basically these are just drafts to draw the main thing here. So this one, okay, this one, do not judge me using this one because this was just, I remember I was just so lazy yet I wanted to draw quickly. So this is what I end up with, an ugly, out of proportion girl. Just, yeah, but I did color her using my black ink, just water brush her off. So because I wanted to fill this page quickly and move on to the next, which is this one. Again, all these were, I believe, done on the same week, I think. So I was just still trying to, what do you call that? Warm up at that point. I think it was quite a long while before I drew the last drawing. So yeah, I did not love this whole spread, actually these 3 pages, because it just do not look so good. Anyway, yeah, I use my orange ballpoint pen. Then I think I don't know what I outlined this with. I think it's a black brush black marker. As did this. So yeah, this one I drew pencil. Then I colored it with my cheap color pencil, those short you get in a $1 store. Very waxy and very hard. You have to press hard to get the color. So I did not want to waste them and throw away. But so I'm still till today I'm still trying to finish those color pencils, but they just refuse to. Anyway, this one, okay. If you've seen my second sketchbook tour, you will know that I try to participate in randoms art challenges. So this one was day 29 of Wamtember_Sobachki. So it was burning candles. So I just drew a simple girl just holding a candle, This one, I actually drew a girl doing yoga girl. And I colored her using those IKEA color markers. You can see the review I did there. So kind of like, those are water-based markers, so they are kind of streaky. I still not so, I don't know, I prefer using brush water-based markers if I just color this, but I should have just used my Copic markers, but I did not want to waste them. Whatever. So this one was another art challenge, slouchy, cozy, just a girl on a couch eating potato chips. Yeah, with a cat. And this one was the start of my dream, my Inktober. So this whole sketchbook are mostly filled with Inktober drawings that I posted on my IG story on my Instagram, gmesh_draws. So most of the time I will just draw the main thing to fulfill the Inktober prompt. Then I will take a picture of the thing and set aside. So after I take a picture of this, then I will continue to fill out the pages with pencil or whatever. Just the same character with different versions of what she's doing, different expressions. So she's Pajama Girl. And I found another art challenge here under Kirby Dreamtober. And her first day prom was also Dream. So I kind of, have to quote that too. So this one was day 3 because day 2 I already did in my second sketchbook. If you've seen, I kind of cheated as a YouTuber there. So okay, so this one I drew using blue ballpoint pen, and I colored it, gave it a wash using my blue ink pad ink. Yeah, so I just kind of use my water brush, just give them calm color. And I kind of like how this ended up. Initially, I did not like how it turns out, but upon finishing it, I kind of like it. There's this one. The same goes because I did most of my Inktober prompts using ballpoint pens, different colors but the same technique. So this one was the red ballpoint pen, and I also use a red ink pad ink to give them the color. Just different hues. Just add water, no water, so you get that dark and light. So smack. This one was Dodge. So I remember thinking what to draw for Dodge. So I thought, why not a girl dodging from an attacker of pillows? Yeah, so eventually she got smacked. After that, I think she did her bedtime prayer. This one is not Inktober, of course, it's all pencil, but I saw this prompt from Mizuwen October. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. So yes, the day 4 was photo, so I make this girl hold a photo frame. So she's the photo. And this one was another Inktober, day 5 map. Just a girl looking at a large map. I did this using glass pen. Then I, of course, like I said, I fill out the spaces with different versions of her. A treasure map, another version of the map. I like this map here better than this one. So this one, another pencil sketch from a art challenge Meowwin 23. And the day 5 prompt was pumpkittens. So a kitten with a pumpkin as the body. So instead of this one is just a kitten inside a carved pumpkin, a hollow pumpkin. So this one is one of my favorite drawings in this book. She turned out pretty well, at least for me. Okay, I seldom make a pretty good looking girl. I don't know. So yeah, this one is also Inktober golden, so I make her win a golden trophy. And she's a volleyball player. So yeah, just different versions of her. Sign. I find it quite hard to draw a cat. I don't know. I didn't think that it was that trouble. Anyway. So this one is, I combined 3 art challenges: the moon, full moon, and calm. So just a girl on a windowsill, just looking at the moon and the stars. with a headband that has a pom-pom as ears. So yeah, I remember I drew this at night, so I was sleepy, but at the same time I wanted to fill this page up. So that's what I get. So this one is day 7 of Inktober. I used green ballpoint pen. Then I colored this using my Dr. B.H. Martin's ink, India ink. So yeah, so the Inktober promo drip. So I make her eat a popsicle, melting and dripping. So more versions of her that I just colored with the remains of the green ink. So this one is, I don't think this page was Inktober. No, this is not Inktober. But I just did more other October art challenges, which is Witch Lace, Critters Got Spooky. So yeah, there's Potion Witch and Witch's Brew. So yeah, basically she's a witch and she's just brewing something, some concoctions. There's an eyeball, tomato, blue ginger, bone, a toad. So yeah, this one is basically a Halloween because October is basically Halloween kind of theme. So this one was Inktober day 8 and it was the prom was toad. So of course, first thing that came out to my mind was a frog, an amphibian, a toad. But I did not want to go to that route. So I thought, hey, Mario's character Toad, why not just draw him? So this one I drew the character from one of the official pictures of Toad. So this one was a reference picture. So more toads here, mushroom. So I did a girl wearing a costume of Toad. So I think I quite managed drawing him. Of course, I cannot make her naked below because basically the character is naked bottom. So I gave her a blue vest and a shirt, just a sleeveless singlet, and the hat. So this one is from the top, the view from the top. And this is her. I love her here. So adorable looking. Without the hat. This one I know I was not in the mood to draw, but I still wanted to draw to fill up this page quickly. So yeah, just another prompt from Kano October 2023. Day 8 fairy. So my fairy wings are always standard like this, almost like Tinkerbell, but yeah, I'm not very creative with wings, but yeah, I fulfill it. This one was Inktober, day 10, fortune. So my first thought I know was fortune as in wealth, money, So I thought, why look up the thesaurus, and see that, hey, I forgot fortune also means fortune telling. So this one is basically also a witch, I guess. So I make her a fortune telling witch. She's holding a crystal ball and the tarot cards to show your future, pick your future. So yeah, she's a witch. Check your future. And more tarot cards here, a stack of them. You may not know she's a witch, but she's a witch. In fact, that's in real life too. You never know who's the witch here. So okay, this one, since I colored this using my the blue ink pad ink, it kind of bleeds at the back. So I kind of just doodle Rufus from Disney's Kim Possible, the mole rat, the naked mole rat. So all this I just references I love Kim Possible. So I drew him and his master, Ron Stoppable. So he's cute. I kind of outlined this, all of them, with black gel pen, and actually outlined them not on the same date as this 10 October. I just did this recently on 11 December because I was just flipping. I want this to be outlined. So yeah, this one was day 11 of Inktober. So I did use a black ballpoint pen to draw this, all of this. Yeah, of course, after I colored this, I took a picture of this and post on Instagram. I fill up the rest of the space with the different version of her. So yeah, I love her here the most. So cute. More caps. I was just trying to practice more drawing caps. A girl wearing a cap. Yeah, Velcro strap shoes. Didn't realize I drew that. So okay, this one is not Inktober, but a pencil drawing of a Lazada fashion reference. I really like the outfit this girl was wearing. So, and I did not expect my coloring kind of fits how it looks like in the reference, and I really like how my hues, my values, not the hues, my values of the blue ended up. So it looks pretty nice. Yeah, so I tried drawing the same girl with the same outfits, a different pose, just covering her mouth, just like that, and covering her mouth like that. So yeah, I still need more practice with poses. So this one is the next day of Inktober, day 12. That is spicy. So my first thought was spicy ramen. So yeah, she's eating instant noodles here. So it's spicy, so it's basically the smoke out of her. Should be by the year, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I did this using a red ballpoint pen. Then I colored it with very diluted red ink, pad ink. So yeah, more red ramen. So this one is also another Inktober, day 13. It was Rise, the prom. So I did not know what to draw. It's too vague. So you can rise from something. But now, since it's the time of inflation, everything, the price are always on the rise. So I thought, why not draw a market, an Asian market, with a girl going to the market with all this. So she's just complaining, why are the prices so high? So yeah, I don't know how other countries women go to market looks like, but in Asia, most of the women looks like this, especially at the wet market. This one, okay, I like this page a lot because citrus colors are my favorite colors, yellow being the topmost. So orange, I use orange ballpoint pen, then I colored it with my IKEA color marker. So I actually used the ink IKEA color marker on a plastic, then I kind of dilute it with water. So I got a lighter version of the thing. Yeah, I kind of like it. It has cat pockets. So yeah, this one was castle. So I just create sandcastle to fulfill the prompt. So the next one is a pencil sketch. This one is I just combine 4 different art challenges prompts. So Stilltober, Happytober, Jump into Fall, and Just Midori lettering. So it's quite a busy drawing here. It's basically doing cooking. So okay, the one here, the Stilltober, the prompt was soup. So yeah, she's doing cooking a soup. So day 14 of Happytober was cooking. So she's cooking. And this one was a crazy one because the prompt for day 14 on this one was crow, pumpkin, and tea. So randomly, I just put a pumpkin here beside the stove and a slice of pumpkin, a tea, a cup of tea, and a random crow. Does it even look like a crow? But just know it's crow. Okay. So yeah, pumpkins for this one. So hence the another slice of pumpkin. So this one is Inktober, day 15, dagger. So I just drew a girl holding a dagger like that. So just color it with my remaining black ink. And okay, so this one, the blue was a bleed through from the next page here. So this too is one of my hated spreads. I did not like both of this. So day 16, the prompt of Inktober was angel. Then day 17 was demon. It's kind of polar opposites of each other. So this one is angel. So like I said, I'm not good with drawing wings. So I just did this, just dry airbrush using the blue ink to make it look like feathers. So give her a hello, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I just not happy with this too. So at the same time, I think I was not in a good mood on these 2 days. So this one, I remember I had difficulties thinking what to draw for demon. So, because I do not like seeing googling it and see the pictures that come up when you search for demon. So I thought draw a normal girl and just make something out of her that's just demonic. So I thought give her an antlerless horn and just give her a pair of bleeding eyes. Yeah, not something I want to see when I'm alone at night. So on to the next. This one, the Inktober prom was saddle. So my first thought was saddle, bicycle saddle. So I think through and I thought, no, I'll just draw a horse sitting, the pad, which is also called a saddle. So this is his master, and I just drew a couple more versions of her. So she's asking here, even my grammar is bad here, where's his ropes and harness? Because after everything, I realized I forgot to draw all the harnesses around the head and everything. So, but one thing I did remember to draw was his ding dong. Hold your horses. So this one, the prompt was plum for day 19 Inktober. So I did a girl. I tried to make her plump, so I gave her a very what do you call that? Very big we call that dress. I forgot, my vocabulary is failing me all right now. So yeah, so I did put here she's supposed to be fat or plump. So yeah, she's kind of fleshy, that side of size. And so yeah, I give her thick legs, thick thighs, and I did draw her the handbag she's holding. I left her here. So cute. So yeah, a mixture of blue and red inks, ballpoint pens. So and this one also I remember it was in the evening, I was tired, but I wanted to draw something. So and the prompt for this green oil Tober was sunflowers. So I just drew a girl holding a sunflower, a very simple sunflower. So yeah, the day 20 of Inktober was frost. And my first thought was to draw Elsa from Disney's Frozen, but I thought that would be too common, so I Googled up Frost. And I found apparently this cartoon DC version character, this girl called Frost. I don't know what her full name was, but I'm not into all this Marvel. I don't know if this is even related to all that, but I found her pretty unique and pretty. So I did not know such character or cartoon exists because I never watched all this. So I tried drawing from the reference I saw on Google. So I think I did her quite well as a first time drawing. So yeah, she's all mostly blue, her character. So I colored her using those blue inkpad ink and drew her, of course, with my blue ballpoint pen. So this one, I just drew a pencil sketch, but I was too lazy to give her an outline, a line art. But this one is basically me when I was just going through my old camera roll on my iPhone, then I saw this picture of myself in my 2017 Japan trip. I was wearing this jacket, this denim jacket. So yeah, I'm not very fashionable, like I said. So this is how I dress. Anyway, this one is Inktober 2, and the prompt was chains. So of course, chains, my first thought was this kind of loopy metal thing, like necklace thing. So I thought I did not want to go basic. So I went to Lazada fashion shopping platform and find some dresses which had chains, like chain-like belts. So she's wearing a chain belt. So all these are chains. So yes, and all this, the purse also has chains, just to kind of hanging. So I kind of fulfilled the prompt. Just drew a couple more versions of her, and yeah, I tried to relate her with two more art challenges, which is the prompt here was Night Witch and Witch and Moon, hence the moon. Random, but I just wanted to fill up more art challenges. So this one, I kind of like myself when I go through this kind of art style, but somehow I always end up drawing these kind of faces. These kind of faces, this is my go-to, my most convenient kind of face. But I really like this kind of style, but I don't know. I'm too inclined to the easy time. So anyway, this one was day 22 of Inktober, which is scratchy. So her head is scratchy. So yeah, I don't think there's explanation to be given. So yeah, just a girl, a messy girl, a goth girl with a lip ring, a choker, more ear studs and wristbands, those knitted wristbands. So yeah, this one I did this. I was so busy on this day, remember? So I did not fill the spaces with doodles. So I did not want to miss one day of Inktober, so I just had to draw it, and it was late at night. So this one, day 23, was celestial. So I have no idea what to draw, so I did this. Yeah, and it almost looked like Corpse Bride, that Johnny Depp cartoon, 3D cartoon. Oh well, I colored quickly with my remaining inks. This one, is a pencil sketch. It's a quick pencil sketch. Nothing to talk about much. And this one is Inktober, day 24, shallow. So I make this girl stand on a shallow water. Yeah, it kind of somehow, this girl reminds me of the horror movie It. The clown Pennywise. I don't know. It just reminded me of that. So, and I actually saw I referenced this out on Google, and I saw this girl with this kind of braid, a very unique braid, and I just tried to recreate that, and it kind of reminds me of a scorpion, hence this doodle of a scorpion. Yeah, I tried to recreate the braids here again. It's kind of like very stiff. I thought it was funny, so I just tried to do it. Anyway, this one, day 25, was dangerous. So if you know the times we are in now, this kind of relates. Kind of depressing, just look at it. But anyway, dangerous. So a girl, a kidnapped girl, I guess, with her mouth being tied, and she's being bound with these, not a position a girl wants to be in. So kind of like how the whole spread is, though, just black and red. Love the color combination. So I just drew a couple of versions of her. I left her here. She almost looked like someone I know. But anyway, this one, Inktober 26, remove the prompt. So I don't know if it's even visible, but this is actually removing her mask, from the coronavirus mask that we used to wear, or still wearing. Like I still wear my mask almost everywhere I go, because currently in Singapore we are still on the rise of corona. So yeah, better be safe. So I did the hair clip, the side hair clip. I colored her using my IKEA color markers, the smaller color markers. Not a fan of them. But anyways, this one is just nothing much, just me doodling some candies for Halloween trick or treats. So 3 art challenges that I combined, because this is 26 October, and 3 of these art challenges. This one is candy, this one is trick or treat, this one is trick or treat mayhem. So just candies, chocolates, and whatnots. So this one is another Inktober for day 27, and the prompt was beast. So I don't know if it's even understandable when you just see what's so beastie about it. Well, this. I tried to do a silhouette of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So just a girl with her pajamas, and Beast silhouette was the design. So I tried to recreate her with the hair out like this, another kind of design, just the different pajamas. And of course, you have to reference Beauty and the Beast, a rose, magical rose in a dome, glass dome. This one, this one is actually me in my home, how I dress when I'm just no one's around. So just my comfortable wear, just a long, what we Malays call butterfly long blouse. So I used to clip my hair, 3 clips on top around, left, right, on top. So this, I drew 2 of the clips I used. And this one is another art challenge that I did, Spell Witch and Witch Hat. Yeah, the witch hat I don't want to be so basic, so I just use a visor cap, and that's a witch cap. No one knows that you're a witch, but you're a witch. So a wand, a magic wand. This one is Inktober day 28. We're finishing there. So I drew a girl, and day 28 prom was sparkle. So basically I just drew a normal girl and just give her some sparkle. Prompt fulfilled. This one is Inktober Massive, and I hated this one because I was just not in the mood, I guess, in that day. So I just drew a massive big hat for her, just covering her mouth, her face. Yeah, I just colored her with purple ink. Really, really bad spread. This one, I actually regretted coloring this page because it looks so much better just pencil sketches. So yeah, this one I just saw a Lazada fashion item on the shopping platform, so I just did try to recreate the dress and the belt. This one was Inktober day 30, the second last day, and the prom was rush. So I did a clock and a working career woman with a trench coat, a working bag, this Jodhpur short boots. Yeah, she's late for appointment. Was she appointment or for job? I can't remember. So anyway, I did different versions of her handbag, the earrings. Yeah, this is a frontal view. Kind of like how she looks here. Not this one. She looks like a cartoon. I don't know what cartoon it was, but she reminds me of one TV cartoon character. So this one was Inktober day 31, the last day, which was fire. So I don't know what to draw instead of campfire. So I make her fire light up her cigarette. So yeah, she's holding a lighter, and yeah, I drew this just to know that this is this, and these are her ear cufflinks. Oh, is that what you call it? Ear studs? This. I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, basically I drew this in red ballpoint pen and just colored them with my red ink pad ink. So this one, more pencil sketches, and I just try to relate the sketches with as many art challenges as I can. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 challenges that relates to this drawing. There's tea break, there's kettle, there's rain outside here, there's blessed, so it's a blessing to be at home. There's autumn leaves, the leaves, and other leaves. So yeah, a lot of prompts fulfilled. This one, I tried to draw this girl with this trench coat that I found was quite pretty, but I kind of ruined this one. Just look at those scrawny legs, my goodness. So yeah, this one is a coat with furry collar. I did not manage to draw a fully version. And this one I like. This one I saw a cute frock headwear. I don't know what you call that. A chulo hat. Yeah, I did label that chulo hat. So she's tired, she's lying down, and that's how it looks like outside. And of course a toad, a frock, if you will. And the next page is, yeah, this is one drawing I like. Okay, so I did 2 art challenges here, dinner rolls and hedgehog. So she's holding a dinner roll, and there's a hedgehog here, if you can even see, just standing on her shoulder. Perhaps it's a pet of hers. So probably she's trying to feed him. So I don't know, she's teasing him. So here I give her a dialogue, just put, she's feeding him or what? So, and she's asking here, he eats bread. And I did the charm bracelet here. Yeah. And this one is just another art challenge. Sweater weather. Yeah, just an owl. So just to fulfill this prompt, I did a simple owl. It's a little pretty little sweater I saw on the internet. Almost a Chinese fusion sweater, which I found was so pretty. Almost like a cheongsam, but it's made into a sweater. Very pretty. But of course, I don't know if I give it justice. So anyway, this one is this green one is one of my favorite spreads. I expected this to look so ugly, but upon finishing it, I thought, hey, I did quite a good job with this spread. Well, at least for me, because I didn't know if I could did the pose like that, but I think I did the pose quite well, and I like her here too, you. So yeah, so this one too I like, girl wrapper. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4 art challenges. So it's sweater weather, eyeliner, yeah, thick eyeliner there, green, and books. So she's holding a book, and there's more books underneath her. So this one is just something I wanted to fill this page quickly with. Just a simple girl with a skirt and a scarf. Yeah, am I that ugly? Yeah, I don't know. This one, I like her how she turned out here. She's pretty cute. So this one, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 art challenges that I did. Oh gosh. So sing, simple pleasures, travel, today I feel, and white. So this is white. And I gave her a t-shirt that has a drawing of this game character Among Us. Yeah, I just color her with the remaining of my, those ink that I was using for my all this Inktober drawing. So I still have a lot of this leftovers. So I just wanted to use it up as this. So if you are a follower of YouTube artists, you know this one is inspired from Casey the Golden. Yeah, I really love how she doodles. But I just, as easy as they look, but I just cannot doodle that nicely. But I love how she did hers. So I tried to recreate that and just color them again using my leftover inks. Just mix them and took out my yellow ink just for some more colors. So yeah, this 1, 2, 3 art challenges. Mushrooms, reading, and ground. So I did more mushrooms here and fungi just poking out of this cut off tree stump that she's sitting on. So she's reading, she's definitely reading, but not a book, her iPhone. So yeah, she's just wearing 2002. Perhaps it's a Gen Z. I don't know who. I don't know what Gen Z is. That Gen Z is 2002 babies are Gen Z, right? I don't know. I need to see the timetable. Anyway, okay, this one. Okay, the prompt here is money, and the second prompt here from the other sketch. The challenge is I don't want to. So basically, I drew a woman, trying to pay up something. So she's not happy about it, and bitch better have my money. Yeah, that's a Rihanna song. Another version of her front view. Johnny Cash. What she's paying for. Anyway, this one, oh god. This one, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 art challenges that I try to cram all in one drawing. It's pumpkin and hot chocolate, pumpkin, hot chocolate, snail, pink, and fuzzy socks, and a bear. Yeah, a teddy bear. So she talks to the bear. Is it crazy? Anyway, this one, this is the most challenges that I try to cram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My goodness. So, okay, basically, there are about cooking, baking, gingerbread man, hot cocoa. So all this I try to cram because a lot of the Christmas art challenges are very Christmassy themed. So most of them are kind of the same. So yeah, I colored this using my Brutfner oil color pencil. Kind of blend them in with my hand sanitizer liquid. Yeah, I kind of like it here. But so this one, I tried to give her an apron and this hat. I don't know what the one you tie at the back of your head. This one, I draw another version of her, but she looked almost like a novitiate. You know, those kind of training nuns. So this one, okay, this one is by far my most favorite drawing in this book, mainly because it's so colorful and also mainly because I managed to make her in a good proportion, you know. And kind of like how I did not expect this thing to be her to look this good upon coloring, but hey, that's an achievement. So yeah, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prompts. So snow, Santa's hat, moon, snow. There's a snow inside this ornament. Santa's hat she's wearing, moon, because some of the ornaments are moon, peppermint, candy canes, they're peppermint, and trim that tree, decorating it. Basically, it's a trim tree and a decorating. She's decorating it. And pumpkin, there's a pumpkin from the previous season. There's a gnome, hidden gnome here. Christmas tree, and Christmas time. So yeah, it's basic Christmas here. And this one, I tried to draw music theme, just a girl wrapping up with a headphone. Yeah, I colored this again with Brutfner oil color pencil. I did all the swatches, the colors I used here. So yeah, this one, okay, this one I still had that leftover ink with me from my Inktober days, so I try to use them up as much as I can. So I did 2 prompts here, snowman and what was this? Oh my goodness, I did not write the prompt. Whatever. Wrong written, the typo there. Anyway, so a snowman that she's trying to design. She's holding the carrot there for his nose. Yeah, and then this one, I didn't know what to draw, so I just drew this girl because at this point of time, I was trying to finish up my black ballpoint pen that's finishing. So I was like, finish up, and that's why at the end of it, it was like kind of leaking. Hence, this blot of black here. So yeah, boring go. Yes, it's boring. This one, this one is actually a fan art. I drew this for the actress Aishwarya Rai. Yeah, so I have this picture of hers. It was one up till today is one of my favorite photo shoots of her. She looks so gorgeous in that. So I tried to draw that in a my style. Of course, it doesn't do justice to her beauty. So yeah, so I kind of relate this drawing to 2 of the art challenges that I found, tinsel, star and tinsel. So her earrings are very tinsely. I don't know if it's even visible, but yeah, they're tinsling. Yeah, it's sparkly stars and tinsel. And it's actually this in the photo shoot. You cannot see what she's wearing underneath her torso because it's just up to here. But so I gave her this ball gown because I wrote a novel, a fan fiction novel of her. So in that novel, I just describe her character using like this. But of course, I did not draw what I had in mind because, oh well, This one is okay. 5 art challenges. Just a girl with a letter, owl post, Santa's letter, and she's wearing sweater and knitted hat. So knitted Christmas jumper, knitted sweater, ugly sweater, knitted cap, and Santa's letter. So from Santa to you. So she's asking. Santa finally replied, huh? Yeah, I really like her here. Yeah, she looks more pretty with her hair up front. Hmm. This one, hey, okay, this one, I just try to fill up this page as much as I can because it's finishing. So I drew a girl just stuffing stockings with gifts around her, Christmas gifts, and I made her wear this hairband with a reindeer ears that's kind of decorated with berries and leaves. This one pencil sketch of holiday shopping. Just a girl. Just know that here in Singapore it is not snowing, so we can wear not thick clothing. So yeah, this is what you get. Just a girl trying to carry a lot of shopping bags, a cap, and everything. So this one, two, three, yeah. Just trying to make her just don't get your tinsel in a tangle. So yeah, all this is just meddling with the tinsels in her hair. And she's being silly out here. This one, yeah, just yeah, this one is just basically more Christmas theme candy cane that is dipped in a hot cocoa ribbon. He's wearing ribbon, candy cane again, sugar and spice. Her cocoa is sugar and spice, and have a cup of cheer. So this whole one, this I just drew a couple more versions of the character, and somehow this one, she looks like an Indian actress that I know of, Sridevi's daughter, Hoshi. I don't know. It does look like her to me. This one, just a lady after work at a home, hungry, snatching her biscuits. They 10 biscuits from Papita Draw Samba and candy cane again. I like dipping my candy cane in my hot cocoa, so that's why I do that here. Another different versions of a plate of biscuits. This one, I saw this girl wearing a kimono dress, very pretty, so I tried to recreate that. And she's holding a letter and a candle because I wanted to fulfill this art challenges, candlelight and magic with magical sparks, candle, dove, the dove, and love letter. So this is a love letter. So more letters here. And the ribbon, which is front there, candlestick, which is this one. So yeah, this is another version, a more. Yeah, she's wearing a crinoline here, perhaps. This way, so what's the word? So big. Mm-hmm. This one is 4 art challenges: winter sweaters, festive food, Christmas sweater, and gingerbread. So yeah, I think I'm not the only one because I've known people who've told me they always love to eat their gingerbread, just just eating the hands, the legs, and leave the head last. It's like we're trying to kill them slowly. So satisfying. So anyway, yes, she's not impressed, but yeah, stupid headband. It's actually under this one is actually a reference I saw, and this is actually a year supposed to be a bear year, but it makes into a ribbon, a bow. I mean, so I did not manage to capture that in this drawing. So, do you know this guy? Well, if you know, you know, because this used to be a very popular Japanese man. Uh, well, this is the pineapple pen, apple pen. Yeah, I just tried to draw him using my I kind of use my yellow acrylic speedball ink, and I kind of dirtied it with my brown ink, so I kind of make it a very dirty yellow color. So, which is how his clothes look like almost. So I draw a different version of him. Apple Pencil. At that point of time, Apple Pencil was not even out yet, so he was literally talking about apple and a pencil. Ooh, Apple Pencil. So yeah, this one is the pineapple pencil. So I did draw a pen with a pineapple topping on top on the cap. So I'm quite happy how he looks. Like I say, I'm not good with drawing men still, so I still need more practice with men drawing. Those were the days. So this is the last page, and yeah, I tried to fill it up with just normal girl wearing a sweater and this winter sweaters and warm and cozy. So I feel so lazy because I just wanted to fill up this. I drew this using my ballpoint pen. I kind of like it here the most. So yeah, that's the end of my sketchbook 3 tour. Hope you like that, I guess. So I don't know if you can see any improvements from this, from the first up to here, but I don't know, for me, I do see some subtle improvements. I mean, compared to my first 2 sketchbooks. I mean, if you can see, most of my faces are still the same, but I think I kind of somehow a little bit, like I said, very subtle improvements. I'm quite happy with my progress right now. So I'm going to start my sketchbook number 4 soon. So let's see how it goes. So I guess thank you guys if you're still watching up till here. Hope you enjoy and like the video. Subscribe. So bye bye.